I could be celebrating my first year alcohol-free if I didn't give in. I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com, and today's topic is I could be celebrating my first year alcohol-free if I didn't give in and take a drink. I've heard this so many different times, different forms. This one came up after the interview I did with Kevin Bulmer a few weeks ago on his new podcast, and he wanted to have me on as a guest just on his 1 year anniversary because he'd found a little bit of help through the videos, and I think it was I was really honoured to be on there, to be honest. I'm always honoured to sort of get a mention and for somebody to say, well, you know, I helped them in any way, shape or form. I mean, that's the idea, but you know, it's nice to hear it every so often. And I got an email afterwards from somebody who said, well, you know, loved listening to the video, loved Kevin, that they'd had interactions with him before, and that really there was a sad note underneath it all which said, well, you know, if it wasn't for their own weaknesses or whatever, their own life, that they could have actually been at that stage now themselves, you know, they could have reached that 1 year milestone, right? So I thought it was a good topic for a video. And you know, at the end of the day, it all boils down to the same thing. It's, you know, you've got to stop beating yourself up about your past. You know, what you've done, you've done. What's gone is gone. You know, one of the biggest parts of this thing is awareness, right? The awareness that you need to change, right? The awareness that you need to get alcohol out of your life. That's one of the biggest issues, one of the biggest hurdles, especially in the beginning. And you can never go back from that, right? You can't go from being aware of that alcohol is causing you problems to being unaware of that, you know? I mean, you can sweep it underneath the carpet as much as you want, or you can try and hide it by drinking more alcohol, but it's always going to be there. So that's one of the biggest hurdles. But once you step over that hurdle, you know, eventually it will get easier. I was listening to a talk from a guy, I can't remember where it was now, it was a few weeks ago, but he was talking about being in the moment, right, but being aware of what you're doing, looking at your situation from the perspective of your perceived problem, right? And he was talking in general about, you know, anyone, whether their problem was being overweight or having a drink problem or just whatever it was in life, you know, swearing too much, not getting enough exercise or whatever. But his point was that we feel guilt about a lot of the stuff that we've done in the past, and we bring that guilt into our present, right? Into, you know, when we're doing something, we think, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, and I'm such a bad person for doing this, and you know, I'm a failure. I'm an alcoholic. That's a term which, you know, is derogatory in my book. And really, it's getting to the stage where you are doing the thing that you don't want to do, but while you're doing it, you're feeling not only that you don't want to do this, but a lot of added misery, a lot of stuff that you're putting in there yourself, you know. And what he was saying was basically to have your awareness of what you're doing, have your awareness of the problems that it's causing for you, right? But at the same time doing it in a non-judgmental way, a non-judgmental way. Hard to get the words out this morning. It's very early. The light's just starting to come up. It's a beautiful day, but I'm not sure if I'm ready for this. I've been up a couple of hours already. I've been up since about 3:45, And yeah, it's one of those mornings. So I'm taking my time coming up this hill. This is a steep hill and it's puffing me out. But sure, that's what I'm saying, is that, you know, to take things in the moment and look at it in a non-judgmental manner inside your own mind, right? And, you know, not to actually go, well, I'm using this as an excuse right now to stop mid-flow, but to sort of just see the whole process through. See the drinking for what it is, see what it's doing to you, and then making a decision later on in the cold, hard light of day, right? You know, another point of this is that, you know, what's happened in the past is in the past. There is absolutely and utterly nothing you can do about it except change the way you view the past, right? So you can view the past as in terms of the judger, the judgmental person, the judgmental mind, or you can view the past in terms of the learner mind, right? You know, educating yourself and finding something in that whole experience, in what's gone before, that you can learn from, right? Oh, that's the hill finished. Say it's so nice this morning. It's a little bit clammy. Look, I don't know if you can see the sun's coming up a little bit. It's beautiful. I hope you can see that. I love this time of the day. I just think it's fantastic. There's nobody around here. I mean, there's generally not anyone around this mountain. There's a track here and you often get bikes, and as you see on some of the videos, and runners, that kind of thing, walkers, but they're few and far between, so it means I can do my videos. Look, you can just see the sun coming up. See if you can see this for a minute. Don't normally do this, I hope you don't mind. But it's beautiful. We used to live down here, down by those front apartments there, and we're facing that every single morning. It's absolutely beautiful. This is what life is all about, I think. I don't want to go away from this. Yeah, I think we'll go anyway. It's nice to look at, but just wanted to stop there, catch my breath more than anything else. All right, so the whole topic of this was that you could have been where somebody else is now, you know, and you could look at anyone and say that, you know, well, if I'd have studied in school, I could have been here, I should have been there. If I'd have only done this, then I'd be in this position now. But you're not in this position now, you're in the position that you're in, and you can be in no other position, right? You know, this is reality. You are who you are where you are. You're doing the things that you're doing because of the decisions that you've made, the thoughts that you've had, the actions that you've taken. You know, this is pure karma at its most basic. And I'm not saying that in any bad way, right? It's not meant to be bad. It's karma is just a fact. It's a reality. This is your reality. You can't be anything else that, you know, I want to have a 21-year-old body. I want to have, there's a lot of things I want to have, you know. A lot of things I have regrets about, that I should have done this or I should have done that, but you know, you don't know how your life would have turned out if you'd have done those other things for a start. I mean, all you've got is this moment, right? The only time that you've got to do anything. And, you know, to be blunt, it's this moment every time that you say, well, I'll have a drink tonight and I'll give up tomorrow, right? There is no tomorrow. There's only now. So as long as you put the alcohol into your mouth, then what do you think the end result is going to be, right? You're never going to quit. You know, if you continue to put it off, you know, procrastinate and put things off until tomorrow, then you're never going to get anywhere. So look, what you've got is this moment, and it's your choice every moment. You know, every day that you drink is your choice. Every drink that you drink is your choice. Every mouthful that you swallow is your choice again. You know, it all comes down to your decision to do or to not do. You know, in any thing in life, you know, if you want to lose 40 or 50 pounds off your body, but you also want to continue eating the sort of crappy foods that you have put the weight on in the first place, then, you know, there are two things that are creating a conflict. So one has got to go or the other. So you either stop eating the crap food and lose the weight, or you stop worrying about your weight and carry on eating the fatty foods. Same thing with alcohol. You either stop drinking alcohol and get healthier physically, mentally, and cobwebs. Or you forget about quitting drinking, you accept yourself as a lifelong drinker, and you stop watching these videos because these are just going to torment you, you know. You know, I know it's not as cut and dried as that, right? There's times when we can think, there's times when we can be in a position where we think, yeah, I'm going to do this, and you might get through 2 or 3 months, but if you know, you have to be determined to do this, right? You have to put yourself on the line and put your, as I say, it's moment by moment. Every moment that you decide not to have a drink is a moment in the right direction. As soon as you have a drink, then, you know, that's all gone. You know, you're back to not where you started out from, but so the advice that I'd give you is to start today. There's no other time that you can start this, you know. You can't start yesterday, you can't start a year ago. You can only start today, right at this moment. You can only go from now. You start today, and every moment that goes by, you say, I'm not having a drink, right? That's it. That's all it takes. Then, you know, as I say, this whole process is the alcohol. Once the alcohol goes out of your system, once you decide to stop drinking and you don't put it back into your body again, that's it. You know, there's no more to it than that. It's undoing all the years of this framework that has held up your drinking. That's where you're going to find the difficulties, right? And that's where you've got to use your brain. You've got to really sit down and think, because no matter what I say, no matter what other people say, you could read 100 books and you might not come up with a solution for yourself, because you're unique, right? You're the person that you are. You require your own specific requirements about which things are going to motivate you, which things are going to give you fun, relaxation, all that kind of stuff, right? We're all different, so you've got to think up of those things yourself. Now, you know, other people can, I can give you a lot of directions to follow, right? Different directions to follow, sort of suggestions of where to go, but at the end of the day, you've got to do a lot of the brain work yourself. You've got to do a lot of the road work, and you know, you've got to implement all this. You know, nobody else can do this for you, so start from today. You know, don't put the alcohol into your mouth. That's the major step. If you put the alcohol into your mouth, that's where you're taking a step backwards, is you're reinforcing your framework again, right? You're not exactly going back to the beginning again, but you're reinforcing the old alcohol drinking framework, that you're saying that this is okay. This is what you have to stop doing, is believing that drinking, any drinking at all, right, even one now, right, is okay, because it's not okay, right? It's poisonous, it's toxin. It's not only toxin to your body, it's a toxin to your mind, right? And you have to stop doing this, right? So, you know, take one day at a time, take one moment at a time. Don't put the alcohol in, and really put some serious thought about what you're going to do as an alternative, and how you're going to break down these relationships that you've got with other people who drink, the relationships with your environment. All that kind of stuff then comes into play, and that's where all the hard work is going to be, right? If you tackle that, and if you can deal with these other people, the stuff outside of yourself, and what's going on in your mind, what stories you're telling yourself, right? If you can do that, then you'll have no problem with this drinking. You know, like I say, it's uncomfortable in the beginning, very uncomfortable in the beginning, but you know, as you go forward with this, you know, the discomfort disappears very quickly. It's not something that's going to hang around. You know, give it 2 months, 3 months, and the discomfort is all the time getting less and less and less. And eventually you just won't think about it at all. You know, probably, I mean, I still think about alcohol 3.5 years later, but I don't think about it in, it's like a fleeting thought, you know, and it's these thoughts that you can't help, you know. There's no, you hear people saying, oh, I'm still fucking thinking about alcohol, and what am I supposed to do? You know, I must be still hooked and stuff. It doesn't mean anything of the kind. All it means is that it's a thought coming into your mind, and you know, you probably have so many different thoughts that come into your mind that you don't really want to be thinking about, you know, but you pass them off. But because this is a thought about alcohol, and because you've been off alcohol for X number of months or X number of years in my case, it comes to your focus, right? It sort of, you take notice of it and you go, oh Jesus, I don't want that. But it's reality. It's not the thought that matters, it's how you deal with the thought. Anyway, look, getting off track. If you have any questions at all about this, leave a comment down below. Come on over to the website where you'll find the audio version. You can download that. Until next time, stay safe. Keep the alcohol out of your mouth. That's the main part of this, right? Once you keep the alcohol out of your mouth, then you've got the framework. You can deal with this framework. You can deal with all the underlying structures. You're freeing up your time, your mind. You're giving your mind a chance to heal. You're giving your body a chance to heal. You're giving your life a chance to go in the right direction. And the more your body heals, the more energy you have. The more your mind heals, the more mind power you have. The more you can think about these things that I was talking about earlier. How to deal with the environment, your environment, how to deal with your thoughts, and that's basically what it boils down to at the end of the day. So until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Onwards and upwards.